Hey guys, this is Brian with CCLS 2001 here today with another review. Today I want to review and tell you about this Craftsman Zero Turn. It's the let me go on the other side. It's the Craftsman Z6400. This particular machine I got from a customer. His dad had passed, and this was his machine, and I needed a backup. I didn't have but one machine at the time, and I needed a backup, and I wanted a zero turn. I didn't necessarily want a homeowner grade, but you take what you can get. This particular machine has been very good. It had 150 hours on it when I got it, and it now has a grand total, I don't know if you can see this or not, 319 hours. And it's got the you can see right here, it's got a Kohler engine. It's 22 horsepower. It's a 46-inch cut. It is by no means a commercial, but it does what I need it to do. It doesn't hold very much gas. That's the only bad thing about it. It only holds like 2.5 gallons of gas, maybe 3 gallons when it's bone dry. But I haven't had any problem. Now, you see this little mark right here on the deck? That was my fault. I was at another customer's yard, and the state had done some, I guess you would call drainage or whatever kind of work on the side of the road, and they had that yellowish looking hay straw out by the road. Little did I know there was riprap up underneath it. Well, my deck found it, and when it did, the blade rode up on the piece of riprap and sent it through the deck. And I got my welder, and I had to fill a gap about that wide in with weld, and I finally got it filled in. But anyway, that's the little issue with that. The only problem I had with this machine is it didn't run very fast. It didn't move. Forward it would move about 5.5 to 7 miles an hour, and in reverse about 2 miles an hour. Well, when you're doing the kind of volume of work I do, especially when you're self-employed and you work by yourself, you need as much ground speed as you can get, but you still want the quality of cut. So keeping your blade sharp is imperative. I mean, that's key. That's the number one key right there, keeping sharp blades. And but I have to sharpen the blades on this one quite often because the blades don't turn as fast on a homeowner grade mower as they do on a commercial grade mower. Anybody that's in the business, they know that. So anyway, I got to checking around on YouTube for some other videos, and I found out that this thing has a governor on it. And let me show it to you. You see this little thing right here? There's usually a spring that goes from this notch to this notch. Right there. It goes from here to here. Well, what happens is, and that when you pull back on this thing, that spring keeps this thing from opening wide open, because this is your shock right here. Well, you see that bump right there? That's what holds it. Well, see, when you don't have this on this piece right here that the shock's connected to, it's what activates the pump. It's free to move. It's free to do full travel. And I took that rascal off there, and let me tell you, I went from 5.5 miles an hour, 6, 7, somewhere along in there, and it's running now somewhere between 7.5 and 9 miles an hour forward. It still doesn't run as fast as a commercial, but it's a lot faster than it was. And I like it. It's built pretty stout. If you look, you see how thick that metal is right there. That's 1/4-inch metal. And I mean, it's tubular steel right there. And so far, I have no complaints with it. It's very reliable. It starts up every time. Kohler engine works really good. It's really, see there, fires right up. And like I said, it's good for a backup. It's not, I would not suggest, if you're going into the business, I would not suggest going into this with this kind of machine. If you want to start small and do little small yards like this, where all you're going to be doing is cutting, weed eating, edging, blowing, that kind of thing, it would be great for that to graduate up to where you could afford to buy a $10,000 or $12,000, $14,000 machine. This one I think retails for, I think, somewhere between $3,500 and $4,000. But here's how I come about getting this machine. My customer's dad passed away, God rest his soul, and I've known this gentleman since we were teenagers. Well, he's a regular customer of mine, and I went to his house, and the whole entire front of his house was covered in weeds and ivy and stuff like that. Well, he was looking at somewhere between $3,000 and $3,500 in labor. So I saw this machine. It was sitting under a shelter in the back, and I said, "What are you going to do with that machine?" He said, "Well, I don't know yet. We may end up selling it." I said, "Don't sell it." I said, "I need a backup machine." I said, "I'll do all of this work in exchange for that machine." He almost cried. He said, "Let me talk to my siblings and I will get back with you." Well, 2 days later, he called me. He said, "The deal's a go. When can you get started?" So I didn't take possession of the machine immediately. I did probably 3/4 of the work, and I got their approval, and that's when I got the machine. But thank God I got it, because had I not, I probably wouldn't be in business, because my main machine broke down. And I've been using this one since November. So, like I said in my previous video, I've got another machine on order. It just hasn't come in yet. But I just wanted to give you my opinions on this. It is a Stout built machine for a Craftsman. It's an MTD, that's what it is. It's just got it's built to Craftsman standards. But anyway, if you're looking for a good backup machine and you don't have a lot of money, check out the Craftsman Z6400. I think you'll be impressed. But anyway, this is Brian with CCLS 2001 saying have a great day and God bless. And be sure and hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks a lot and have a great day.